I'm just going to pull out a couple of key points when it comes to moving into aged care. It's a significant event in people's lives, and it's really traumatic. And in the theme of today's presentation, it's really important to plan ahead, because if there are no plans in advance that have been made and no discussions that have been held with family in advance, and I know it's a difficult conversation to broach, it just makes it all the more stressful for people when it happens, and quite often it can be something that happens suddenly when people face themselves with this move. The first thing that when you move into aged care, or you're looking to move into aged care, the first step is to coordinate an assessment with a member of an aged care assessment team, or ACAT is a term that people may have heard. So that's the first thing. Following that, you need to look at an aged care home that suits your needs, with the number one thing obviously being location. And the third thing is really about your finances, and things can get very complicated. In particular, the impact that it may have on Centrelink, not necessarily at that point in time, but it might be 2 years down the track. And the common thing that people are faced with is what to do with the family home. When you move into aged care, there is an accommodation payment for most people, and in the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And unfortunately, in Tasmania, a lot of people don't have that sort of money just laying around. The number one asset is the family home. So, you can imagine a lifetime worth of memories often, and a lifetime worth of contents have accumulated. And all of a sudden, in a quick period of time, those contents have to be condensed to what you can take with you in a single room. And one of the sad things that we have to deal with when we're actually helping people through this process is actually when you're selling assets and you're going to Gowans auctions and beautiful pieces of furniture that have a lot of sentimental value, not a lot of value on the market. So we really encourage people to, talk to family, and those special pieces, to give those to the people that you would like to have them, because you might have $100,000 worth of contents, but if you have to sell it all, it might only bring in around $10,000. That's just a fact of where the market is at. So these aren't the main sort of things that people think about when they go into aged care. They look at, okay, what is it going to cost on a daily basis? All of the detail around the fees and how they're calculated. But it's the emotional side of things that we often have to deal with.